What was your name again?
Pete.
Pete.
Peter.
Nice to meet you, Peter.
A film that was born right here in our backyard is about to take center stage after nearly a decade in the making. No Evidence of Man finally hitting the screen for audiences to enjoy. Today, the creative visionaries behind it will talk about this labor of love. Let's roll the credits for Joshua B. Porter, director and producer. And we have Matthew Donaldson, lead actor and producer of No Evidence of Man. Thank you both for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, okay, so for anyone just discovering the film and hearing about it, can you tell us about what is No Evidence of Man all about?
Well, No Evidence of Man is a feature film that's out now. That's about the main character, Peter Mann, that Matthew Donaldson plays, who goes through a crushing breakup, and in the grief of that and the healing process of that, heads up to the mountains to kind of cleanse his soul and spiritual palate.
Okay, and then this movie was shot right here in our region, Sacramento, El Dorado County, the Bay Area. So what local spots might viewers recognize on screen when they're watching the film?
Well, these scenes right here, actually, the whole second half of the film was shot in El Dorado County. And these specifically are an area that I grew up, not that's Santa Cruz, but a lot of it was shot in Fairplay. So when he gets out to the mountains there, you see a lot of Fairplay, California, which is, I grew up in the Bay Area until I was 10, moved out to Fairplay, knew those secret spots where there were literally no signs of man out there that we shot.
So it'll be fun for locals to kind of see those nuggets that they can find within the film.
Yep.
And the title, I want to talk about it. No Evidence of Man. What does that mean in context of the story?
I lived in San Francisco for a little while, and so I just kind of got rid of the vehicle and would take a lot of train rides to go where I needed to go. Yeah. So spending a lot of times looking out the windows, you see a lot of beautiful countryside, but you see a lot of evidence of man, a lot of evidence of mankind. And so just started mulling over the concept, is there a place on this earth anymore where there is no evidence that mankind's been there? No litter, no airplane flying overhead, no construction, just nothing. Just can you go be in nature and just not hear, see, smell anything, any evidence of humankind?
An interesting thing there, as far as the concept that Matthew was talking about, he came with that concept of No Evidence of Man. I came with an idea of just the sensory overload of society, social media, 24-hour news, all that, just kind of impacting our souls, that constant sensory overload. And we figured out pretty quickly that they meshed together very nicely into one cohesive song, so to speak, one cohesive idea for a movie.
Yeah, and with this movie, with the making of it taking 11 years, what do you hope people take away from your film without giving too much away?
We feel like the timing of when the movie actually finished and came out speaks more to this current generation and the proliferation of technology and kind of the way it's permeating society more than it ever did even when we initially conceptualized it and shot, put the initial photography in the can. So the timing of it all worked out perfectly. And I guess the main message would be that we kind of need to break out of ourselves and we need to kind of detach and remember and kind of get back to our roots.
And I think as we all have those experiences with friends where you go through tragedy, grief, which this film is very much about, breakups, like a lot of the best love stories or songs are kind of about a breakup, not getting together sometimes. And that's what the film starts with, which is not a spoiler. I mean, you saw it in the trailer there.
Yeah.
But really we wanted to talk about how maybe the best way to go through that healing process of grief, because big breakups are grief in their own way. It's a different type of grief, but it's absolutely grief. And kind of how to deal with that in the most cleansing, spiritual way to kind of heal yourself. And that was a big aspect that we wanted to kind of talk about as well in this.
Yeah. Oh, I'm excited to watch this movie now, you two. And then your film's cast is noteworthy. So can you tell us about the stars and what was it like working with such a talented group of actors?
Alana Ubach, Claudia Wells, Sarah, the long journey to find Sarah as Genevieve, the female lead. They just elevated the material immediately. That's the benefit of working with people of that caliber.
Yeah. I mentioned a couple, Nicola Van, somebody who we found in this process, just nailed it. Galen Howard, his voice, you don't see him in this movie, but you hear him throughout this movie. He's the voice of our podcaster, Ansel Ross, and he's fantastic. In a movie where you have such little financial resources, like you're really making everything, you're making the most out of what you have. The talents of the people that you have behind the camera and on the camera.
Yeah.
I'm a big big believer that talent is not just on camera. Talent is, there's on camera and off camera talent.
Yes.
I know the titles.
Always the crew.
Yes,
but
it's so
the crew.
true. There's so many things that it takes to put together a TV show, put together a movie, so
Yeah.
that all has to flow and gel. Well, I'm going to let our viewers know where they can catch your movie, but thank you both for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
We appreciate you. Thank you.
Yes, of course. All right, we want to make sure you check out this movie, Sacramento. You can find No Evidence of Man on Prime Video.